In the shadows of ancient civilizations, there existed schools not of reading and writing, but of initiation, transformation, and sacred wisdom. These were the mystery schools, institutions shrouded in secrecy, devoted to the transmission of spiritual knowledge known only to the initiated. But what were these schools? What did they teach? And why were their teachings hidden from the general public? Let's begin in ancient Egypt, where the Temple of Luxor wasn't just a place of worship. It was a mystery school. Initiates would undergo long periods of silence, purification, and deep symbolic training. They believed that to understand the divine, one had to first conquer the self. The teachings focused on the soul's journey, the process of death and rebirth, and aligning with Ma'at, cosmic truth and balance. Moving to ancient Greece, we find the Eleusinian mysteries. These rites were so sacred that revealing their content was punishable by death. Yet, those who underwent the Eleusinian initiation described it as a spiritual awakening. They learned about the cycle of life and death through the myth of Persephone's descent into the underworld and her return. It was a metaphor for the soul's descent into matter and its eventual return to the divine. In Pythagoras' school in Croton, numbers weren't just mathematical tools. They were spiritual symbols. Geometry, harmony, and music were used to teach the structure of the universe. The Pythagoreans believed that by understanding these patterns, one could purify the soul and ascend spiritually. In India, the ancient Gurukula system also carried mystery school elements. Masters, or gurus, taught students in remote settings about the Vedanta, meditation, sacred mantras, and the realization of the self beyond illusion. The path was inward, not external, focused on uncovering the truth of one's own consciousness. The Essenes, a Jewish sect, practiced a form of mystical Judaism, withdrawing into the desert to live disciplined, ascetic lives. They trained in prophecy, alchemy, and sacred scripture, awaiting the return of divine order. What's fascinating is how these teachings, across Egypt, Greece, India, and Judea, all emphasized inner transformation. They weren't interested in controlling others, but in mastering the self.